what's up, everybody? This is the once a month trading stream, just to continue a little project of progress. Give me a second here to get my bearings straight to see what's going on here. Alright, so what do we got here? Tesla's kind of in an inside bar. Let me just clear up everything. Let's just make it clean here. Alright, 15-minute level here. Quite the dump yesterday. So right now I'm just marking up a 15-minute level to look at. Like there was a retest here that failed. Might be a little bit tricky today because it might be a inside bar. We're stuck in between. This might just be a choppy Friday. We'll have to see. Might have to be patient as well. Clearing off some of my bullshit just so you can make it easier to see. Okay. And excuse me for a minute. It takes a few minutes to get set up here, so I might be ignoring chat. Anything stretched? Google looks like it's making another high. Guess where you at with daily? You're in a little bit of a predicament as well. Damn, why can't I have an easy fucking day when I'm gonna stream it? But I chose the 15th, so every month this is the one-time trading stream. Okay, so what about the hourly here? So Tesla actually went all the way down and tested a support area on the hourly. It actually went down below it a little bit too. So they definitely grabbed liquidity. So, you know, it's possible we could always gain this and then go higher, or I could just chop around inside of here. So it might be a little bit difficult. Let's see what happens. Going to lower my stop loss for the day. Just so I don't go too stupid on camera here. Alright. So usually I play the typical suspects. I'm only going after large cap stocks. I don't really do the penny stock shit, because I play the same names over and over and over again, and then play within the same pricing level that it's already shown that it has support and resistance on. With a penny stock, I have no idea where the actual resistance is if it's doing a breakout, and it can really fuck you. And if you're going to do this every single day, you want a little bit more provability. Okay, so what do we got here? Nvidia's already hit a mean reversion here. So we're gonna be able to do that one. Tesla's interesting, because we're coming up right up on a resistance point. Okay. Remains to be seen what the NQ does. This is a little bit of a risk here. I want to try it out. And I might have actually already missed the entry. It was just too damn quick. You gapped up into a resistance point, so hopefully I'm not too late to get any type of piece of that. I might be. Alright, let's see what happens here. And Tesla likes to push things a little bit higher than you'd expect, though. Let's see if we can clear this handle. The interesting thing is that it's in a nice spot, except it's pushing up against resistance and the market's dumping, so... like, typically you'd want to see it accumulate and then it can expand, but it's expanding into a really shitty area, so I wanted to go short here. Okay, it's not breaking down quite yet. You can see the NQ is. The lower time frame, it seems strong. Higher time frame, it's in the wrong damn area. So how long is this thing gonna shake out? We just kind of started. It could always make a new high and then fail again. We don't have a definitive collapse here. I might want to flatten and see if it... Alright, I'm gonna flatten here. Tesla likes to make one more new high. This would be an asshole and then roll over. But we'll need to see. And you'll see that I do a mix of scalping, but also some longer term positions, about 15 minutes long, depending on how the price action's panning out. It's a bit of a feel, because if you've been doing it for a few years, and there's just a feel to it that you can kind of explain, but it really needs to be experienced, and that's why just doing a course and copying somebody's stuff isn't gonna make you a good trader, because you have to put in the hours. There's gonna be things that you don't process as well as others, but then there's things that are gonna be your strength that you play on. Alright, this might be a risk here. So you're going down. You broke the low. I'm looking for a reversion here. So it could always come back up, and then we want to see a retest. Loss of the open. Although NQ is losing that teeny bit of support area. It's got a couple of areas that it can take a look at. Alright, so we got a few places we can look at here. Gonna do my first tripwire. So it doesn't have to go all the way up here. This will also work, as long as it doesn't get above this and hold, because we don't want it to gain any intermediate level here. And this is just a 1 minute level, so it doesn't mean a whole lot of shit. Tired of streaming to zero? I don't really care anymore. Stupid bots. Alright, so what else we could do here? We could close this off and then go for a larger size once the opening range is kind of built out. And things slow down a little bit, because we're still within the first 15-minute candle. But it is going to be a little bit harder from here, because my kind of go-to places have already been hit. We're in a area that could be a really choppy session unless we get some really big closeout. You can already see the NQ bouncing around the support area, so I don't know, you know, is it going to break above all this crap here? Is it going to slam and go down to a data level? I don't know. So it's important for me to just kind of keep things tight, even though profit may not be that much today. Okay. So what I want from here is I wanted to kind of re-enter this area, retest and fail, and then maybe we can try another trade. Or we can look at something else if anything else is expanded from yesterday. Might be a little bit stretched or too optimistic compared to what the rest of the market is doing. We could try something that way. So I'm just waiting to get closed out, but if this thing takes out one of my red bars here, then I'm going to exit earlier. So we're just kind of gliding. And we're barely halfway through its range. It is a little bit slow today. Slow and fast all at the same time, because you can always get tricked out by a sudden liquidity grab. Okay, watch out for this one. I'm gonna flatten if it gets above that candle here. Alright. So now I want this thing to test this area and then fail. Let's take a look at some other shit that's out there. So this one's having a nice cascade, but we didn't get on it. Yeah, we fucked up on that one. It's got a nice daily here, so the problem is that if it's so strong and the rest of the market is kind of hanging out, this thing has a possibility to bounce. It is a real tight up here. Microsoft in the middle of nowhere. Wow, this actually might do a reversal. We'll have to see. It did yesterday, or at least something did. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. Google being a little bit stronger than the rest of the stuff out here, but it already has done a pullback, so I can't really short into that. Might be able to go long at some point soon. You know, the kind of grinds up here and holds a price level, we might be able to go long and get a scalp off of it. Meta has cleared its little liquidity grab there. It's kind of a big boy thing, so I don't like to get chopped in the middle if it doesn't break out. Don't really like how shit is today. Wow. Palantir that was a good one. Oh, look at that. Tesla rolled over. So it's a little bit tricky, because we are going against the grain on a lower time frame, but a higher time frame it is very weak. But I don't want to get my nuts blown out trying to go for another short again, because I'm already up $200 in the first 10 minutes, so there's no real reason to push it. I've been doing really good this month. I did good last month and then this month, and we're getting really close to what I consider the escape velocity, where you've now have a buffer. And according to my statistics, I have 2 losing months a year, and we're already building a buffer to cover that. And actually, I lost twice already this year, but we're in August, so let's see if the average holds. They were kind of my obvious mistakes. I mean, they were difficult, but they were my obvious mistakes. I got chopped out in a range in a lot of them, and I had to readjust some of my strategy to combat that, and it really paid off because I had 2 of my longest win streaks back to back. Let's see, I lost on, where was it? Lost in June, and I lost in March of this year, and I was looking through what actually occurred, and I've kind of built a mechanism around that. And after that, I've had 2 of the longest win streaks that I've ever had. I had a 19-day win streak from June 27th till July 24th, and right now I'm on a 13-day win streak. Trading days. Must be other names out here we can take a look at. Man, this thing's really dumping. Where's the hourly on this one? Maybe we can try to play something this way. It is right next to a place that I'd like to bounce to. So either it's gonna just cut through it, or it's gonna bounce here. But it's probably not gonna fuck around for too long. Damn, we can't. It's not going to be easy though, because the typical areas I look at, it already had a pretty strong start. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to have to keep the size down. Alright, I'm doing too much damn talking. What do we got here? Okay, 1 minute to the first 15-minute candles created. Yeah, it is in a awkward position here because it's gone right into an area where we're gonna have some bouncing, but it's also looking like it's weakening out. Would be better if it got up here again and then dumped. I don't want to. I mean, it could always just break through here as well, but you know, you're coming into some area where it can kind of shake you out. Well, okay, let's be cautious here. This is a risk. Okay. Let's see what you got. You gonna break through here? I don't want to see no jerking off here. Okay. Alright, so this candle should close pretty strong. Then we're gonna have to see what exactly happens. Man, this is, you know, we're doing well, but this is not my optimal setup day. Okay, what do we got here? Man, that was a strong Let's see if I can get 300 out of this. I have barely any shares on this. I've been taking it way too easy today. It is a Friday, so I mean, you don't want to get pissed off into the weekend. Alright. So this is what I was afraid of. Our case is stronger if we can actually break the low here, but if this is not moving whatsoever, then the odds are against us. So let's see if we can actually break the low. But this is right around where I expect to bounce, so let's get ready to blow the escape hatch if it does try something wild. And again, we're being cautious here because we're slowly dripping into areas that we've already bounced from yesterday. Like I said in the beginning, we're kind of stuck in an inside bar where we have resistance that we broke through yesterday. We retested it and failed. Now it's coming back down into a support area. So it's gonna bounce around. I'm not super fast enough to get every cent and trade fast enough in between certain areas. I have to have a little bit more movement. Alright, so we do have a breakthrough here. So I want to see this thing just go ka-chunk through it. We're now at 55% of its ATR. The target would be this red bar here if we're going to go by price movement, daily price movement average. Okay, what we're looking for now is any type of green bar taking out the previous red bar, just taking out like a high, a previous high. Otherwise, we're gonna wait for this thing to break through. So I want this thing to hit my last order here, and then we can kind of wait and reset to see if it retests some of these areas before making its final connection down here. But it looks like we have another bit of resistance to look at. Come on, baby. Just fall, damn it. Come on, baby. One more break. Alright. So 286. We're 18 minutes in. So what I want to see... We didn't get this bounce, but we got a breakdown. So now I want to see some type of reconnect here. Maybe a breakdown. This is the target for the day down here. We might be able to finish this off with somebody else. Oh, okay, so this is going down to a daily level. Let's see if we can do a bounce off of NVIDIA. But what is... Okay, so NQ has just killed its support area. So NVIDIA has not only broken through that support area, it has also gone its average shear range. Let me see the hourly again. That's... Could take a risk here. What would be likely? Alright. I'm gonna take a little bit of a scalp here if it gets down. This looks like an exhaustion bar to me. Alright. Might take a little bit of a loss here, but we're gonna attempt... We're gonna attempt something here. Let's see if we get one more push down. Or do we have to fire a market order to get in? It might go sideways and accumulate a bit, or it could just massive bounce. Shit. I knew this is the right area. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of size here. It might, if it does break this low, I do think it is going to. So let's see, if it does break this low, I'll just have two lots into it, and then we'll just cost average that way, because I do think that this is right around the area that I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce. We're gonna take a little bit of a loss, unrealized loss here. I'm not gonna give away too much if I'm wrong. We'll just have to try again later if that is the case. Okay. Not... Okay, we're gonna get another lot here, because it has not broken the previous high yet. Some people would say to wait, and they're probably right, but I do have a feeling... There are certain things that I look for in the price action in the morning for it to hit, and it's missing one of the elements. So let's see if we get a break up here, and we kind of have like some accumulation, and we might get a little bit of a pop. But this thing already ran to 70%, 83% of its average shear range. So I wouldn't think that it's kind of dribbled. It didn't have like these massive liquidity flushes. It kind of dribbled down. So the rate of decline isn't that strong here. Killjoy, yo. It's been a while. Hopefully everything's going good in life. Okay, we're kind of getting what we want here, but it's not that strong. So if it does make one more drop here, we should still be okay, because we have some buffer with Tesla. Okay, so we are going to get a secondary size on here. Okay, if this loss gets too big, I am going to cut it, and we're going to have to keep with what we got. Not ready to give this up yet. But now we do have a defined area that it needs to get above. So we might take an L on here. Let's see. What's the NQ doing? NQ's still dumping. Might be 10 minutes too early for what I want. Everything good? Good. Still doing the Apex stuff. Alright, we have a clearing. We have beaten the, broken the previous high here. Let's see if we can get some shares in. Alright. Positive. Let's get some money here. Gonna put another lot here on the previous failure point. Okay. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more, then I might just call it good for the day. A little light Friday, but, you know, there's lots of red flags that I've got. Top Step, sorry, Top Step. You got consumer sentiment report in 5 minutes? That's a good call out. You're gonna get a little bit of market movement, and then get the the trend established. But we had a quick dump, so the fact that it's bouncing right now, you know, we might have a retest, a real retest. But I think I'm going to be done before we even get to that point. You know, I try to aim for 500, but given that this is kind of tricky today because we moved into previous support. We had a big drop yesterday, and now we're kind of grinding against some previous support around in that area. We broke some of it, but it's still not... It's not flushing super cleanly. It's kind of like dribbling down. And it's a Friday, so I don't want to get pissed off on the weekend. So if I get, you know, 350 or something easy, then I might just be fine. I've had such a great month that I don't need to really fight. Alright, we're coming up close to my target area. Let's let this thing play out. Hopefully we can get that last hit in. And I just might be done, folks. I don't have anything else to prove to you people. Prove to my one viewer. No one fucking knows how far I've come. But it's my own project, I guess. If anyone disputes that I'm one of the best, we'll have a whole fucking 3 years of archives to look through to see how I improved over time. On October 1st of 2026, that'll be 3 years as a full-time day trader. I've been doing it since 2019, but having that capstone of 3 years, that's what makes you a master trader. At least in the eyes of people that I respect that have kind of called out that term. So definitely got to be one of the best. I mean, just being profitable means that you're in that top 10%, right? Although I dispute those findings because they utilized they used Brazil and they used Singapore, day traders from those two countries, and I don't think I would even be able to make a profit in the Singapore and Brazil markets because their liquidity is different. They don't have the same volatility and order flow coming into those stocks to even generate enough movement to scalp. But they use those for the reports, and then everybody just kept citing it over and over and over and over again. And I don't agree with it. But obviously with trading, somebody has to lose, right? So there's probably some truth there, but I'd rather see a study in the US market, which is the one that has the highest number of targets and most liquidity and most volatility. All right, baby, come on. Might have to lower my expectations a teeny bit. Because now we're just kind of grinding up here. And I'm watching for any type of really small candle failures here. I ain't gonna fuck around anymore. You can give me one more bounce. You are going to the consumer sentiment report, man. You got 1 minute. Oh, here it is. Okay. Shit. They're gonna have a quick reaction. Let's see if it bounces around here, because that might actually be possible. Here comes all that new... Look at all that shit. Alright, let's see if it gets a, Damn it, we went from 60 to 27 in like a matter of seconds, so you can see how quickly that crap changes shit on its head. Or I probably got, I mean, they probably filled me pretty bad too. Do I think it's higher? I mean, it's made a little bit of a support level for itself and it kind of pulled in. But NQ is not near anything great. It just killed a leg that it had from earlier this week. I'm gonna play NVIDIA higher, at least a little bit. Because I am waiting for a very specific thing to happen that has not happened yet. But if it collapses here, I might just take a loss. I can't even see the numbers, this shit's just going too fast. Ooh, it's big down. The actual is below expectations here. Alright, we're looking here, we're up. So you see, you can't, even if it's bad news is good news. I mean, especially if it's, it doesn't meet expectations, but they fucking are running it up. So there we go. So we are higher. I am basically just letting this candle play out. Now it's above expectations. I'm taking it flat. All right. So where are we at today? We are at, oh shit. Okay, 389. Let me get some more money then. Let's call it good at 400, right? So let's let it come in again. So we do have a clearing bar that wiped out a lot of the nonsense here. Eh, shit, I probably should have just ran it. Let's call it good at 400, or if I hit, I'm gonna quit if I hit 350, or if I get 400, so we're gonna be in that little range here, so we got a little bit more content to go before I say, fuck you guys, I'm going home. So to summarize, we made a lot of money on Tesla early on. Hell, Tesla might even be a likely candidate as well, but it already had its reversion here, so I don't know about that one. And Tesla's a bigger boy, so if I'm wrong on there, we're gonna hit our damn limit pretty fast. But look at that. Really good liquidity sweep. Created support, you know, so NVIDIA might be higher for the rest of the day, or at least not make any new lows. I don't see how it can make a new low after building this type of structure, but I'm almost done, so whatever happens to it, I don't give a fuck. Okay, we're gonna keep this order here while I look around for other opportunities. Microsoft is a damn mess, but probably higher. Look at those. Look at those bottoming tails. Google's inside of no man's land. Meta doing really well. Was there anything that gapped up today outside of all this shit? What other fucking names are there? I only play a small amount of names. Anything in the news that I can play around with? The problem with going outside of your box is that you don't understand the price action and movement, and I kind of learned just a handful of stocks, notably Tesla and NVIDIA, because I can feel the way that the price action moves. It always has like a pattern to it. And if I switch to like something with penny stocks, I don't know how it moves on a day-to-day basis, and usually it's just a pop and flop. And I can't play the flop part because I don't have a broker that can do locates for that shit. I probably couldn't do enough big of enough size to pay for locates, commission, and that crap. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna get our secondary fill on NVIDIA, so I'm gonna look for a short. Probably somewhere around here. Might have a little bit of a pullback. That'd be the safest space right here. So we can be patient and fuck around for a bit. I'm gonna put an alert here. Now the problem is if it resets already before coming up here, it may not have too much of a pushback because it's building cleanly. Man, Google. This is tricky. I mean, I could make a dangerous scalp. I only need 11 butts. Let's see if it breaks the high here. So we're thinking that it's going to break the high and short covering is going to take us to the top. Oh, look at that. We're done. Well, there you go. We're done in roughly 30 minutes, so... You know, taking it easy, made 430 minutes. Pretty good, huh? You know, it's not gonna... You don't want to make only 400 every day, but if you have a thick streak where you're doing 800, 1600, 700, you know, you can have a $400 day. It's fine. And actually, you know what? Even a 400 average is really good, too. If you knew you could consistently do that even with losses every month, that's still a really good month. But there you have it. I mean, I'm only going to keep this project going until October 1st, 2026, on a 3-year mark, and then I have nothing to prove to anyone ever about this shit. And I don't sell courses or have a subscription base, so I mean, when I trade, this is how I get money. I don't have any cushion from other bullshit. So that makes me dangerous. Okay, Killjoy, any questions? I mean, I'm done with trading for the day. Today's gonna be interesting because it'll help me on Monday see what direction shit's gonna go. Because we basically retested the leg all the way up. That took us up from Wednesday or Tuesday this week. And now we're kind of forming a base. So if we want to make another high from here, a new all-time high, if we can make a base here, there's a possibility. What I really want is one more all-time high and then just a fucking dump. Something similar to the .com collapse or 2008. You get this grind higher than you expect, you keep getting fed off of short covering, and then you just get a massive fucking dump, and then it never goes back. But I've been waiting for that shit since, goddamn, 2001, 2002. So it's been massively disappointing if you're a bear. So we did good on Tesla. We didn't get I wanted to have a bounce here before it wiped out, but you can see how it's accumulating. It's staying within this range, so it's possible it can reach up to this level. But it's either going to stay inside of this range here today, or it's going to have some breakdown to hit a range target, but I'm not sure at this point. I don't want to find out. How do I choose my levels? There's different levels you can look at based on different time frames. I do a 15-minute for playing on the 1 minute, but then I also look at the hourly to figure out where a possible bounce could happen, because on Nvidia I just did that earlier. So you can see where I have my green marker here, this is an hourly level that it had a tail into it, and it went quite a bit past it, but I knew that this was a possible balance spot, so I played it. You saw that I lost in my first trade in there. I did a one lot and it broke below the lot, but I didn't stop myself out because I knew, or at least I had a high probability of it bouncing there, so I added 2 more lots to that position. Went profit, or once it reversed, I cut 1 lot on profit and then I trailed it up. So hourly is a good spot if things get too far stretched to know where you want to play the inverse of it. And if you get too early, I mean, this is still quite a bit of a drop. Like if you had it, I mean, I outlined the box here, but it went quite a bit below it, right? But I kept, I know certain things happen because the stock market breathes in and out, and it was basically kind of just exhaling slowly, and I started to make my, I mean, you can watch the footage of what I was doing here. I had outlined the hourly support level and went below it, but I added to my position. I know that this was a little bit too far stretched with this kind of dribbling down. It wasn't like really, it wasn't really definitive dropping. It wasn't like these large bars, you know, it was kind of dribbling down, and then I looked for a place where it was accumulating. So right here you can see that there's a little bit of strength there. They wiped it out, but then this was a exhaustion bar for sure, because it was just way too far stretched from holding itself, and then it was in the hourly, so I kept adding, and then, you know, now we're at $100 in Nvidia. Hopefully that makes sense. But then it's all about, you know, recognizing when you're wrong and cutting it. And also it's about your general experience and how you feel things. I know that's not something... People just want to have, like, a math book or something and, like, know how to approach every formula and do it over and over and over again. And you do have a playbook, but then you have a lot of your own instinct and just familiarity with what you're trading. And then you have statistics of your own that are uniquely yours that back up everything that you're doing. And if you've been trading for a long time, your statistics become more meaningful because you have your emotions, and the dumb shit that you do is already reflected in your stats after a while. So you know kind of what your average win is, your average loss. You know how you perform in different types of conditions. Yeah, there's market structure, and then there's places where you invert. And then there's the timing. You don't want to get stuck in a chop zone and chop yourself out. That happened, you know, a couple of times this year and really fucked me up, but now I've kind of updated my strategy, and damn, it's paid dividends. It's I've got around that finally, and today this is the 14th day, a 14-day win streak now, coming off of a 19-day win streak from the end of June into the end of July. So what was a 75% win streak has gone up to 90. It's quite a bit different now. Yeah, I'm getting trapped. But I have kind of my own feel for that now. Because that is definitely what got me. either getting stuck in the middle, or you think a breakout's gonna happen because it's bumping up against resistance and then they just flush it on you. Trying to play that Ross Cameron breakout. And those can work, and they're damn beautiful when they do work. Because then you just get this rocket fuel from everyone short covering. It's a beautiful thing. But it's also a really fucking bad feeling when you bought at the high and it rolls over on you. Man, you're gonna make me trade again, huh? See, it's coming up slowly into an area that it's already lost. It can always gain that and go higher, but I'm not sure. But it's Friday, man. I'm done, man. Why risk it? Just have a little easy day. Good 30-minute day. Let's see what the NQ is doing. Yeah, I can't do things where I say, okay, I'm gonna trade here. This is gonna be my loss, and then my target price is gonna be all the way up here. I'm not gonna wait that long because there's too many damn things that could happen. I mean, because what we could have done is something like this and say, oh, this is 3-1. But you're not gonna get 3-1 because you're gonna take some profits on the way up. You're not gonna hold the whole damn thing, so you're not really making 3-1. So this would have been my, you know, if we were doing it by that way, this would have been my stop, and then this would be the whole shebang. You can see I still have my mark here. But it's hard to say that, yeah, this is gonna go all the way up here. I mean, it could stop here and roll over. It could stop here and roll over. But you're not really... I mean, if you're smart, you're taking partial profits, so you're not making quite 3-1. I do things a little bit differently than the way people do them. And I ain't gonna apologize for it, and I don't give a fuck about other people. Because this is my shit. And it's worked for me. Your strategy for scaling is your edge. I mean, that's the way to do it. Once you have statistics to back you up, then it's all just a matter of, you know, winning 70% of the time, losing 30% of the time, and then scaling where you think you are most likely to win. And then try not to be emotional and losing it. But I'm curious if it does hit my order here. Or not my order, but my projection here. Because it gets too damn finicky. Because it may not hit it 1-to-1, you know? That's another thing. That's why I can't play it that way. And I do just fine performance-wise without having to resort to this shit. There's just too much damn shit that happens to guarantee that it's gonna work. And I've been doing this for years. So it's not like I just came out yesterday with opinions. This shit's on my notes, so... Well, you can see right there, you would have had to stop yourself out, because now it just taken out that previous candle, and it has a bit of resistance there. So we didn't quite get to where I wanted there, but you got the overall profit area, of course. So if you're scaling it out, you'd break that out into 3 parts, maybe, for profit, or 2. And you would have just stopped yourself out on that last candle. But I think that was a really good example of why I don't want to wait. Because right there you could have bought again for a little quick scalp after you've already done your big move. And maybe Tesla will roll over. This thing is not acting. It hasn't really gone to the bottom where it accumulated, so it is possible this thing could break. But I don't think it's going to be one of those big drop-off days. It might just fling here and then bounce back up. I wouldn't expect it to completely collapse. Although this could just be a gigantic accumulation area too. Good thing I don't have to worry about it, because we're done. Fuck your bullshit. Another thing I like to do is after I'm done in the morning, I take a nap and then I come back in the afternoon to see where things are at. Maybe pop off my profits or get some Happy Meal money. Man, that consumer sentiment did go down. And retail sales went down too. Consumer sentiment is shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, do we want to play another Tesla thing? I mean, it could just bounce in here too. I don't want to fuck around. If you're wrong on Tesla, it's going to take away your money for sure. NQ is holding. Well, I already made my money, so unless anyone has questions, I guess I'm done. So, we played Tesla, we played Nvidia, and we did a little bit of a pop-off in Google, and we were done within 30 minutes. No real reason to risk shit on a Friday. But I'll chill out for a few minutes in case anyone wants to ask anything. Yeah, if I was still in the game, I'd definitely be playing a short in Tesla right now. There we go. So it's got to... expect it to kind of bounce from that accumulation area that it hit yesterday. But it's stubbornly in this range here, so you can still get fucked. Man, they're just teasing it. They teased the breakdown. So I guess you could do the retest and then see if it breaks this. But that's really fucking annoying. Let's see if it breaks it again. Because I would expect something here. Unless this is strong enough, I don't think so. Yeah, but we're right back into that zone, so I don't want to do anything yet. You'd be watching for this thing to break. Two-minute makes it look worse. 2 minute makes it look like a red bar took out a bunch of green bars, so you could make a case for a short, but I don't like what it's doing on the 1 minute here. I am tempted, but then, you know, I just basically going right back at the game that I said I was done on. So, what you're looking for is like an igniting bar, one solid bar that wipes out all previous price action inside of a constrained zone. So if you take a look at this, you had, see how I marked this out earlier, and then you had this igniting bar, this bar that just wiped everything out. Or if this was too far stretched out, if like a moving average was really far away and you saw this type of price action, then this could possibly be an exhaustion. So like what I did with NVIDIA earlier, I knew that this was an hourly support level, and we got this, right? We got this, I wiped out this little bit of kind of like the support accumulation, and then they just wiped it out, right? But this was so far stretched that this was an exhaustion bar, so I played. I mean, I wasn't right away, but you saw me layer orders, and then I got my average, I pulled off a lot, and then I went to profit, right? So hopefully that explains it. I mean, you can watch the footage, I explained everything that I was doing. Yeah, this is fucking frustrating. Look at that. So it teased a breakout of that level, and now it just it just bought it back up again. So now you're gonna need something like this to wipe out all this bullshit. It's just playing with you right now. But I still want to see it come back into that previous accumulation area. The longer you play it, the more likely you're gonna get nickeled and dimed with losses. Am I winning? Yeah, so we're on a 13-day, sorry, what are we? A 14-day win streak currently. I'm already done, so I'm just answering questions, Snappa. We played Tesla, we played NVIDIA, we played Google. So once a month, I kind of do these trading streams to kind of catch everyone up on my progress. But October 1st, 2026, I'm done. Because that'll be when I become a master trader, doing this full-time for 3 years, profitably. Very few like me. I thought the journey would have been more interesting, but no one watched this shit when I started doing it. So fuck me, I guess. But I'd rather have money than viewers, because fuck people anyway. It's a lot easier with less friction to just do things by yourself. That's why I like trading. I just can be here completely silent in my head, executing. Man, because people just get offended over so many damn things, get angry over everything, ask questions. It's really exhausting for me. I'm not a social butterfly, even though I'm streaming. This is kind of like my way of getting out there for as little as that has done. ICT kids. I mean, if it works, it works. There's definitely people that have made it work, but ICT himself has not won any of the competitions that he's bragged that he was gonna win and blow off the all-time score. Like the Robbins Cup he kept trying to do, and he kept blowing his account, and he even had multiple accounts that he blew. I don't know how people... I mean, any type of strategy can work, so... I mean, if you can apply it and you have you know, actual statistics behind it, then, I mean, who can take that away from you? You can do anything you want. You can make up shit and make it work. And there is, definitely with the fair value gap, there is... You know, there is backing for that. There's lots of different ways you can look at it. That's one of the main plays that he teaches, but there's also like certain time periods, like the New York time period for certain events. You use fair value gap for confluence. Yeah, you could do that too. It's a catchy name. I still like to use his terminology for it because everyone knows what you're talking about. If you say that, because that's like one of his, what is that, like the silver bullet he calls it? Just one of those things you can just do all the time. But there's some finesse to it because you can see gaps in different time periods that don't really mean anything. So you definitely have to be an expert on it. I mean, if I go to the 5 minute, I guess you could say that this would have been a gap if I'm using it correctly. Or it could be here, huh? This thing? But we had a gap up and see, I used a price level up here, which is where this thing failed beforehand, which is why I started shorting in the morning, light size. I should have done a bigger size, but anything could have happened, you know? It could have, if you're wrong in the morning, you're basically fucked because you're not going to get that movement again during the rest of the day, so I have to play it light. But isn't this considered a fair value gap? Because you have the bottom of the candle and you have all this until it gets to here. I'd have to re-familiarize myself with it. I don't want to explain it incorrectly. I guess maybe this could have been it too, but it went above it into a pricing level and then it sold off, so it didn't... I guess if it bounced here, it could have been, shit, what do you call that? I don't remember what his terminology was. Like, if it gapped up and then it held this gap, then it could have gone higher. I guess he could have gone... You could have seen it from that angle as well. No, he calls it when it... What is it, a breaker block? Once it, if you consider this a fair value gap, and the price action from the morning gapped up above it, but then it it held here, I think that's like a breaker, and then you could have played it to the upside. I think that's how it works. But I don't use this strategy, I just know. I've listened to just about everybody. Everyone you can think of. Especially in the beginning when you're trying to get the strategies that'll work for you. I mean, I've tried just about everything, so the first couple of years were pretty nasty because you keep switching strategies to see what works for your personality. And now over the last few years, I've kind of really strengthened the thing that I use every single day. And I had 2 really tough months, even though with all my experience, I had 2 really tough months this year. And I took all the lessons from that and I've applied it to my strategy. And so I've just had the 2 longest win streaks recently. It's been motivating watching me grow. Man, it was either this or death, because I really resigned myself to do this or die trying. There's a lot of, there's some dark times, man. There are some dark times. You want to kill yourself for not making it work, because from, 1 month for quitting? Yeah, I was. I was 1 month for quitting. Finding a job or having to go back at least. Because I had a pretty nasty loss. I almost had hope back in February because I had one of my best months ever, and then the very next month I lost, and I lost pretty badly. I think it was partly impatience and partly the tightness of the price action, and I learned a lot from that one. And then it happened again in June, and I got the learnings from that, and I applied them on top of what I had previously, and it's worked out really well. And now we're about to reach escape velocity, which I thought we were going to reach back in February. And escape velocity is, I know that my statistics are I'm going to lose 2 months out of the year, at least so far. And escape velocity to me means that my winning months now make up for any type of loss I could incur, plus giving me a buffer to increase my account size, which means bigger wins. So we're hitting that this month for sure now. I know we have a lot of days left, but based on this performance, we're going to have escape velocity this month. We're already at that point. I just need to not give back too much. So this is it, man. 2 big months back to back. And if we play with statistics and it holds, then this is it. And then over the next year, until October 1st, when I hit mastery level, it'll be very interesting to see where we end up. It was a little bit of a leap of faith to just go cut things and go right into doing this full time, but I've been practicing for a really long time, and my job wasn't working out very well. I knew what things were going to happen with artificial intelligence, and you can see now all the layoffs in the industry, so I kind of insulated myself from all the market bullshit for the job market and displacement by doing this. So it accomplished its goal. But I wouldn't want to stream this every day because it does take a lot of, it takes patience, and it's hard to explain while also executing, while also doing looking at the stream, seeing everything's okay. There's just too much shit to worry about that isn't trading. So I don't like to do that, especially if I was like a big streamer that had like a massive subscriber base where I can kind of pad my losses with subscriber numbers, then that'd be fine, but this is all I do, so it's very important. But I still want to show progress because this is important to me to have that type of backing. Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna have this, maybe we'll finally have a break here. But it's still within this damn bullshit area. And NQ is holding, so, you know, there's a possibility if you do try to short here, it just bounces back up again. And I'm not feeling that aggressive right now. Man, losing on a Friday is the worst, so I definitely like to keep things kind of light. Because it really sucks to be pissed off all weekend, man. You're just looking for Monday, and you don't get to enjoy yourself when you need that mental timeout. This is the wedge on the ES that you hate, yeah. Because you never know, it could always just break through. I mean, it looks pretty strong right now. We've hit that area 3 times. We had one yesterday that was a big grab, and we bounced above it, and we've reached into it a couple times already, so... I'm not expecting much more of a movement to the downside, though. It might just grind. Which is another reason why you want to get your money and get out. And then when it fakes the breakout and then rips, yeah. Took out all the stops, now it's time to go. I mean, it's kind of what happened with what we did with NVIDIA, right? Because it went further than what you expect, so there's already buyers down there. And then they flushed out the last remaining buyers, and then we just added to our position. Then we took profits when it just got above our average price, and then we just, you know, trailed it. See, it didn't quite get to our price target on the dot. It got up to the general area, but it didn't get it to the dot. So if you go out and take a shit and you just have your limit order there, you can come back and be like, oh fuck, why didn't I flatten my position there? That's why I don't like to play it that way. I hate it when fuckers, oh yeah, it's so easy. Here's your 1-to-3 ratio, right? But that doesn't quite get up there, so you have to take partial orders. You're not sitting there waiting for a damn limit order to get hit, because it didn't do it. This is a rough example, but it happens so damn often. And there's no way to... I mean, I'm showing an example here, but it happens so damn often that when I see people teaching and they just show that shit on the screen, I mean, yeah, you have something there, but you're kind of dreaming if you think it's going to happen all the time. But of course, who am I? I'm just a stupid cartoon dragon on the internet, right? That's why you stick to 1-to-1 with a tight. Yeah, so see, even you know, I think 1-to-1s are becoming more popular now too, because you're starting to see videos of people on YouTube now suddenly discovering, oh, 1-to-1 with a higher winning percentage can also be good. And they have these YouTube thumbnails of a giant stupid surprise face with big letters saying 1-to-1. It's a new thing! Look at my brand new strategy, never before seen, ever. But we're right out where I want to be now, so... being at escape velocity, meaning that I have enough to cover losing months, plus now I'm growing the account while paying bills. This is the perfect position. So I just need to close out this month strong, and then it's off to the races, man. Because I've had really good months, but then, you know, it's been kind of grindy for a while, with some signs of hope like February. But I don't want to be grinding. That's just like being at work for your paycheck, is then you're just paying bills, you're not getting ahead. But we're getting ahead now. Anyway, I'm repeating myself over and over again unless I get any questions that people want to have answered. I guess we could take a look at what else is going on here. Everything else is just bullshit today. And Key's dipping into that buy up area. It'd be interesting if it breaks it. Man, Tesla's really frustrating. It's obviously grinding into the bottom of this accumulation zone, possibly failing it, but it's just holding there. It's a good place to get cut up. I don't know, any names out there today that are breaking out that we can look at? Beyond Meat says bankruptcy isn't gonna happen. I don't even know if they sell that shit at Costco anymore. Damn, this is only $2. Where is it at historically? Oh my god, what a short this would have been. Oh, it's hard to borrow, that makes sense, so you wouldn't have been able to short it. They knew. And they bought up all available short shares of short, and now you can't borrow any. It is fairly low, small cap though. But they do know something. I remember mRNA during the pandemic. I kept watching this damn thing go up and up and up and up, and I was able to short it a few times, and I got it wrong. It just was so damn strong. But then when it finally was starting to collapse, then it was hard to borrow, so they fucking knew. But, you know, that was a few years ago, and I'm a lot smarter now. Maybe I would have been able to play that differently. United Health rises on Berkshire stake. What is that, just UH? UHT. No, that's a REIT. United... I don't play this shit. United Health Group? So they have a gap up. Let's see here, they have a gap up. They're easy to borrow. You know, this is actually a decent stock. It moves quite well. You know, this might actually be something I want to put on the list. It's a large cap that moves well. It has defined price action. This might be something that I want to take a look at in the future. You know, it'd be a little bit different than the tech names that I play over and over and over again. You know, we might be getting close to a good short on this right now. A scalp short. I'm not talking about, you know, just short and walk away from the computer. A little bit early, but I might look into it soon. See, every time I stay... staying here gets me excited to trade again. And I said I would stop. That is a massive gap up. So apparently getting their CEO shot in the head is bullish for Warren Buffett, huh? I mean, I guess the sell-off already occurred, so he's a smart motherfucker. That guy's a fucking smart motherfucker, man. You can see where he was buying, too. That guy knows. He knows. Of course, he has really smart people around him now, too. But, I mean, he was buying... I could see it. I mean, he was buying around here, and now that it's been revealed, now you have a gap up. Because other institutions probably piled into it, but the smart play would have been around here. Actually, right here would have been the smart play. Once this candle was formed, he could have done a swing trade off of it. I wouldn't have been able to predict the gap up like that, though, but at least we could have played some pricing levels off of that. All right, as soon as this breaks the high, maybe I'll be an anti-Buffett. Let's see if I can steal some of Warren's money today. Let's see if it can make one more bullshit high to take out some shorts. If it doesn't get there, then I'm not gonna do anything with it. Because this could actually be a high, though, but they always want to do one more bullshit push. For those who had wishful thinking... I may not get there, but I'm looking for that one more bullshit push here. Give me your bullshit, please. What's this look like on a longer time frame here? Jesus. Alright. Give me one more pump up here, and that's gonna be a pretty damn good short. It might not get there, though. This is looking already kind of broken in. Might have missed my chance. Shit. Well, we had the right plan. We just, we're too damn cautious. Now that's looking like a drop-off. Let me lower it here. I would have preferred it make one more new high. We can still wait. We can still wait. I mean, I've got time. Nvidia slips amid tariff talk. Yeah, they got pretty nasty tariff issues. What was it, like 10% of sales that go to China or something? They have to pay the US government? Trading halt. IPO security. Yeah, shit. We should have shorted there. I didn't get it. There's probably a lot more to be had going short as well, but I wanted to have one more look there, just to be absolutely sure, but it's doing its fuckery now. But yeah, I think I might add this to the overall watch list. I don't usually play things that are on Nicey. Oh, maybe we're gonna get our bullshit. Let's see if it takes out this candle and then runs one more high, then we short. Give me what I want. Give it to me, baby. See if we get this clearing bar here. So we are getting a little bit of a bounce, and we still have a chance to do a pretty decent short if it makes that, if it does what I want here. Oh, the joys of waiting. See, this is why it's hard to stream this shit, because now I'm just sitting here waiting for something that may never happen. Blue balls. God damn, what the hell's happening in the European Union, man? Child Safety Act. Censoring shit. Now they're looking at scanning all private messages sent online. God damn. Don't you wish you had the Second Amendment now? Remember when you were laughing about that? Remember? I remember. Well, you think you're gonna go V for Vendetta and win? Just be a knife guy with a mask? Nah, shit, we ain't gonna get there. Fuck me. Couldn't get what I wanted. Alright, see if I can get $1 off of this guy. Not going my way. Oh, no. Okay. This is what happens when you sit here for too long. Damn it, Warren. Jesus Christ. Alright, well that didn't work, did it? It's gonna end up doing what I wanted it to do in the first place, huh? Alright, we're losing too much out of this. Let's see if this thing drops off here. I'm gonna have to flatten and try again later today. Yeah, I have a stop here. If worse comes to worse, I'll be down. I'll lose 200, but still be winning today. And I'm fine with just 200 as well. But this is also showing why you fucking leave after you win. But there seems to be a high probability short here, so I'm taking it. Nope. Alright, might have to take a haircut today. See what we got here. Okay. Looking a little better in our favor, but we can still fuck up. Didn't want to see this. Looks like it might break through that. Might have to flatten. I'll still be up 100 some bucks, but it's not going to be what I'd like to close out at. So I might have to exit if I stop myself out here. Alright, I lost that one, so now I'm actually kind of fucked my day a little bit. I still think that there's a short here to be had, but I got stopped out on that. So it is going to try to make a new high, then we're going to try again. So it did make a new high. It did do that bullshit, didn't it? Okay, so that was our original entry criteria, but we went too early. Man, I still think this is going to be a really nice short at some point today, even with this gap up. Let's see how it performs here, and then we're going to wait for a topping tail. I do want to try one more time, even if I lose today. I could just quit, but why? Now I have to. Now I'm committed, huh? To losing. Now I get to be pissed off on a Friday, maybe. Yeah, what you got here, buddy? Remarkably strong day for this thing. Okay, give me one more here. One more, buddy. No, let's give me a little bit more here. Okay, let's see how it operates here. Gonna make another high? That's fucking crazy. Might have to just take a loss today then. I was wrong. Got a little bit of distribution here. But we'll have to see how this candle closes. I'm still in the negative for the day now, so I basically turned a winning day into a losing day from sticking around for too long, but I had to try this one. Need a red clearing bar to break through this. But it does look like a little bit of distribution here. Yeah, at least give me something. There we go. So this is what I was looking for, but we didn't get that right away, so I was off on the timing. Figured you'd react that way, you dumb fuck. Yeah, we lost quite a bit from that exchange, didn't we? So what am I looking at now? Possible... Retracement there. Could also just collapse, take out buyers. But probably will bounce because it's a pretty strong area here. But it also has gravity. So we shall see. Still think this is going to be a hell of a short. Didn't get the timing right. Oh shit, alright, let's try to get this again. So I want it to come back in. Okay. It's definitely lost the momentum here. So we got back in, we're letting it come back down again. Probably gonna break that low of that candle. I don't know about this particular area, but if. Let's see what happens here. Might retest up there again. And that's exactly what it did, didn't it? Okay. So possible restart up here. A bit more of a pump than I'd want. Alright, this is not what I wanted to see out of this. Now we're gonna put ourselves in the exact situation we got out of. Jesus. This thing's still grinding. It didn't collapse. Interesting. That's an interesting swipe down and then bounce here, and it hasn't done its reset that I expect. Let's see if we get if that was a liquidity grab and it's going to resume its course, or if this is actually real. Looks like it's real. Shit. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what this does when it closes. Remarkably strong. No, we're gonna need a takeout. This is not... what is expected here. The fuck? Give me my regular tool, man. I did not anticipate that type of bounce there. What the fuck happened? I tried shorting United Health because I thought that there was a proper place to short, and we managed to get our money back and we were slightly profitable here, but then it made another high even after making this high. Still think there's a short to be had here, but we gotta be careful, because we did lose half of most of our gains. I thought that was a high probability that I wanted to take a shot on. Wow, okay. There is probably a short to be had here, but it might be later in the day, and I might have to just cut this one. We need a takeout bar here. I still think there's a probability of a short here, but with it stretching out like that, we need a cost average or we need to do something because it's not gonna do what I want. Might have to wait for another reset here. It's gone more than I expected. And now I'm just holding instead of stopping myself. Tesla's finally broke, but we're in UNH. Ah! And Q is collapsing. And Q is broken below a daily level here. Wow. And Q is now retesting the bottom of that daily support level. Hmm. Now we're in profit. Might bounce up again, but I still think it's gonna structurally collapse. Suppose we could always flatten it here. Let's see if we get to 50. Alright, well, we're in profits. I want to see a bounce here, and then we're going to short again, because this thing has been really bouncy, so we're going to try it one more time here. Currently in profit on this name. I'm insane. Well, try telling me it's luck now. Let's hear anyone talk bullshit to me now. Still might lose on it, but we're not, we're gonna end today in profit, because now I'm gonna lower down my size. But we should have that structural collapse here. We'll know if this bar gets taken out, because they like to do a liquidity swipe before they make a lower low. So we'll see if this is actually going to be support or if it's going to be a liquidity swipe. Or a new base or a liquidity swipe. Still going up against a trend, but based off of the structure, I still see that it's gonna need to do a retest. I think there was grabbing some stops. They definitely grabbed stops, but I mean, the overall idea was correct. I just didn't get the timing right. I got impatient here, and I was starting to be profitable, then boom, I was losing, and I held it for too long, and then I finally stopped myself out. Tried it again, got profitable, but held it on too long, lost, then I went in again. So a little bit stupid on my part, a little bit greedy, but you can definitely see that this shit isn't luck. I'm kind of glad that I did this, just so that this is the thing where I can point and say, hey, fuck you, look at this. And you saw it, you saw the whole thing. But I don't want it to make a new high from here, so I'm gonna have to flatten if it does try to... It's getting a little bit tricky. I'll take a few dollars loss, I just don't want to take another 300, 400, 500. I still think this thing has to come back here at least. But now it's just retested this twice, so now I'm not sure. But we're not gonna let this thing give back too much. I'll be fine if it takes 50, but I don't want more than that right now, because I already put too much risk on this stupid thing just to try to prove that I'm right, which was really stupid. What we want is this tail bar to get taken out. It's trying to do a retest, but overall on the higher time frame, this looks like distribution. Well, I said I was going to take it easy on a Friday, but I usually try to aim for 500, and we got to 500. So you tell me this is fucking luck. You tell me that I'm full of shit. I just fucking showed you. I showed you while I was losing. I fucking gave back. I mean, I'm proud of it, but I'm also a retard. I was proud of it, but I was also a retard, so, I guess we kind of even each other out, huh? It's a pretty setup. Yeah, now you have your swipe. But look at the NQ now. Now it's really... I mean, I got my money, so I'm not going to risk it again, but that bar did break through that support line. But they can always do some bullshit, too. So, you know, I already risked enough. I got to 500, which is like my base level win. So you got to see another tough trade. You got to see me navigate a kind of a weird setup day, and then you got to see me lose my shit on United Health because I wanted to beat Warren Buffett, and then I eventually did beat Warren Buffett. But fuck you, Warren. Just had to be right. Almost costed me. Life of a day trader, yep. But that's, now this is a proper way of ending it. So now I got 500 big ones. You can tell your mom I'll pick her up later. Yay! This is an even better setup now, because it just did a, let's see if it breaks out low there. Yeah, there we go. That's a really good short, but I'm done. I ain't touching that. Whatever you touch is up to you. NQ is bouncing, so it's gonna have some other effects. May not be anticipated, but United Health was a breakout player of the day because of that Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway investment news. But you guys were late. I saw exactly where he accumulated. I showed that on the chart. And now you guys are chasing. So I wanted to play this short, but you surprised me. But I ended up beating the market again. Okay, I'm done jerking myself off. I'm sorry, but sometimes it just feels good to jerk off. Killjoy, thank you for joining. That's the only person I saw. Well, shit, fine, be broke, fuckheads. I tried to save you. I tried. Alright, I'm gonna go off into the weekend with, that's a weird Kirby. I'm gonna go off to the weekend with 500 bucks, so... Thank you very much. I proved to you again, and this was actually a really good stream because I fucked up and I had to unfuck myself while still keeping the overall narrative going. I mean, it was too damn strong. Even with this, there were still places where it needed to revert, and it didn't get there, but it took longer than I wanted, but we got it. Alright, have a good weekend. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well, and if you continue to trade, don't give it all back like I did briefly. Look at that short, man. I fucking told you. But it did not happen the way that I wanted. That would have been a few $100s. But my greed got me in that position in the first place. Yeah. See, this is what I look like when I overtrade. Duh. Yep, definitely clown. Could have just cut the stream at 400 and then he had to risk everything to get just a teeny bit of gain off it, which is really stupid. So you can still be stupid even if you've been trading a long time, so you gotta watch your ass. And now it's bouncing right off the place I had my target area. See how things work, though? You have the overall idea, but you can't guarantee it's gonna hit the whole thing, but you can get pretty close. And that's still probably high for the day, but I'm not gonna tempt it. It's got some pretty decent near-term support right there, unless there's like a massive flush. But the NQ is bouncing pretty hard, so you might want to try to fight for this one. Alright, I overstayed my welcome, I'm done. You got to see a lot of shit today, so hopefully that helped out. Alright, bye-bye.